Diane, it's 11:30 a.m. En route to the Isle of Man. That's M-A-N. Lying in the middle of the Irish Sea, 100 miles off the northwest coast of Britain. Its emblem is the medieval symbol of the three legs of man, with the motto, whichever way you throw me, I shall stand. It's a tax haven for investors, but is it a haven for homosexuals? That's what I'm going to find out. It's 54 degrees on an overcast day. Weatherman said rain.
There is a homosexual juggernaut that started to roll, and they take exception to the stand which the people of this island is taking. That's the bottom line.
Homosexuality is unacceptable on moral and social and every other grounds, and it is classed with such sins as women and men having intercourse with animals, and in every case the punishment was death.
Glad to set foot on terra firma. Population 70,000, 125 churches, 2 hospitals, 1 prison, and a lot of tailless cats. Got a good rate at a small hotel, clean and reasonably priced. The tourist board calls this place a world apart, and it truly is an island caught in time. It has its own parliament and some really ancient laws. Hanging and birching are still on the statute books. Abortion is illegal, and the government refuses to recognize the European Court. Boarded a train to Laxey, site of the Lady Isabella water wheel. Circumference 228 feet, diameter 72.5 feet, breadth 6 feet. A magnificent relic of the Victorian age.
Being gay in a very small community like the Isle of Man can be a life sentence in itself. It leads to isolation, it leads to a lack of fulfillment in their lives. It means that a great many people are living in fear of exposure, fear of ridicule. Many are forced into marriages to maintain public appearances, but others are forced through the various pressures to contemplate suicide. I myself, only in the last few months, have had to sit for many hours with one individual who could not cope with the pressures anymore and was seriously contemplating suicide. Fortunately, I was successful and talked him out of it. But it is an indication of the pressures which do exist on the gay community.
Banks' population is very close and very close-knit, and everybody knows everybody. So, like, you see, as soon as you get in, like, as soon as they find out you're homosexual over here, they sort of become totally different. They'll judge you totally different, like, and they think that you're out to cause trouble or do things or like corrupt people. But I mean, they don't understand. You don't understand homosexual people at all in the Isle of Man.
At this moment in time, homosexuals and heterosexuals are drinking together, they're working together, they're playing sport together, they're enjoying themselves together, they're living together. And all these people are trying to do is say, no, we don't want to be the same as you as we are now, we want to be different. I'm not going to have that.
And they point us out and they sneer and they look at us and you feel really out of it, and so you feel like, you know, you have to leave.
And if we look at the examples in Denmark and Germany, we see that very quickly we have all these sort of things like gay bars and clubs, and even these public baths that are dedicated almost entirely to perverted sexual orgies.
We've got rights like anybody else. Why shouldn't we fight for our rights like everybody else?
If homosexuality was legalised in the Isle of Man, I am quite convinced, in fact it has been declared by the gay organisations in London, that they would like to make the Isle of Man the gay centre for the whole of the world, and we certainly do not want that.
When summer breezes blow with pockets full of dough, we'll take a trip across the briny ocean. We'll sail for Mona's Isle, the sunny hours beguile, swearing all the time to our devotion. The Isle of Man, the Isle of Man, that's the place to spend the holiday. You stroll along the promenade and do the la-di-da, squander all your money on the toast-black car. The Isle of Man, the Isle of Man, that's the place to find the pretty girls. Why do they call it the Isle of Man? Why not the Isle of Girls?
With gay sex still illegal here, Diane, the police can be pretty powerful. Recently, they brought in 40 men for questioning about sexual encounters. When the cases came to court,